All right, let's jump right in. We're going to talk about something that is quietly but absolutely changing the game for money on the internet, and that's stablecoins.
So, have you ever seen a crypto price chart that looks, well, like this? I mean, if you've been anywhere near the crypto world, this site is probably pretty familiar. You've got these insane swings, right? Massive peaks followed by these super deep valleys.
Yeah, people call it a financial roller coaster, and for good reason. It can be a thrill ride for sure, if you're into that sort of thing. But let's be real, it's not exactly what you want when you're just trying to, handle your day-to-day money.
And that right there, that's the core of the problem. All this volatility is awesome if you're a speculator, a trader looking for that big win, but for buying a cup of coffee, it's terrible. I mean, just imagine trying to pay for something when its price could jump up or down in the few seconds it takes to tap your card. It's not practical, right? It just doesn't work.
So this leads us straight into crypto's biggest challenge, what you could call the volatility trap. This is really the one thing, the single biggest hurdle that's been holding crypto back from being used as, real everyday money by everyone.
And when we talk about volatility, it's not just an abstract idea. It's a total deal breaker for a bunch of reasons. First off, it's an unreliable way to store value. Your $100 today could be worth 80 tomorrow, or less. It's completely impractical for buying stuff. It makes things like setting salaries or long-term contracts a nightmare. And honestly, it's just way too risky for the average person who isn't a full-time trader.
Okay, so you've got this huge problem. So what happens? Well, a bunch of really smart people started looking for a solution. They went on this quest for stability, trying to create a whole new kind of digital money.
And the question they were all trying to answer was this: how in the world do you keep all the amazing parts of crypto, like the speed, the fact that it's global, the super low fees, but get rid of that insane price roller coaster?
The answer, it turns out, is the stablecoin. It's a special kind of crypto built for one job and one job only, to hold a stable value. So how does it do it? Simple. It's pegged to a real-world asset, and 9 times out of 10, that asset is the good old US dollar.
Really, the best way to picture it is just as a digital dollar. It's like a stable anchor you can drop in the middle of crypto's wild, stormy sea. The whole point is that one of these coins is always supposed to be worth $1. Simple as that. Okay, so that sounds great, right? But how does it actually work? How do they keep that price locked in? Let's take a quick look under the hood at the mechanics of the peg.
Basically, there are 2 main ways to get to that stability. The first, and by far the most common, is being asset-backed. It's super straightforward. For every single digital coin out there, there's a real dollar or something just as stable sitting in a bank reserve somewhere. It's simple, it's transparent, and it's why most people trust it. Then, you've got the other path, algorithmic stablecoins. Now, these are a whole different beast. They're way more complex. They use fancy code and these things called smart contracts to automatically control the supply of coins to keep the price stable. It's a really cool idea, but we've also seen some pretty spectacular blowups, which just goes to show how risky it can be if that code isn't absolutely perfect.
All right, so we know how they work, but now let's get to the really important part. Why does any of this matter? Because this isn't just some clever little trick for crypto traders. No, this is a quiet revolution that's having a huge impact in the real world.
So, what can you actually do with a stable digital dollar? Well, for starters, you can send money anywhere in the world in minutes, not days, and for pennies. It lets you tap into savings and lending, what people call DeFi, without ever needing to step foot in a bank. And think about this. If you live in a country where your local currency is collapsing from inflation, this is a lifeline. It's a way to protect what you've earned. And really, it's becoming the foundation, the basic building block for this whole next generation of the web.
And look, this is not some small, niche thing we're talking about. The amount of money moving through these stablecoins every year is over $7 trillion. Let that sink in. Trillion. This isn't some what-if idea about the future. It is happening right now on a massive global scale. And it just proves how desperately people want a stable digital currency.
So, when you see all of this happening, it naturally leads to a much bigger question, doesn't it? What is the future of money itself going to look like?
I think this quote just nails the vision perfectly. It's about creating the stable, programmable dollar for the internet age. And that word programmable is key. We're not just talking about stable money. We're talking about smart money. Money that can be seamlessly woven into every part of our digital lives.
which really just leaves us with one final question to think about. As literally everything in our lives moves online, our jobs, our friends, everything, is this what the future of your wallet looks like?